Hey there, it's me back for my 10 minutes on a topic of choice. And we're going to talk a little bit about self care and how women, especially successful women, have a tendency to serve themselves last. And I think it's just really important to just be a little bit intentional and planned out, strategic about how we show up and how we can take care of ourselves to show up even better than not planning and letting life kind of hit us in the face. One of the thing that I talk about in the book a lot is the environment and setting yourself up for success and how, laying things out. For me, it's all about organization, having my workout clothes there and my coffee prepped and my clothes for the day and my meetings reviewed the night before and my workout planned and all of these things, the calendar blocking, the color coding of my calendar, all those things that sound so incredibly silly, but it's compounded interest. If you do a little bit of each thing on a consistent basis, you can't imagine how much better and how much more organized and just calm we can feel. And so one of the things I posted on Instagram around the holidays were, my best hacks or the things that I would recommend. And I'm going to break it down into like cosmetics and just fun stuff to do. And let's talk about exercise. So as you know, you guys, I'm on my L3 project, which means that I'm living in Spain right now. And as you can see from my background, it's not the same. What do? You don't have access to your gym. You don't have access to your Peloton. I'm talking to myself, right? So my Peloton app allows me to log in and choose classes. So I go and I search weightless classes. You don't need weights to do them. I can tell you I've done classes the last 3 days because I was really overdoing it with food and drinking. Shh. I mean, relative to what I do at home, it was a little much. So I did these 30-minute bar classes, 30-minute weight training classes that were without weights. And it really, helped me stay on track. I have to be intentional about that because otherwise I don't like the way I feel. I'm walking about 5.5 miles on average a day, so that's helpful. So that's, what can we do about our fitness? Well, everyone says I don't have time to work out. Well, you can, I met a woman who does these 3-minute spurts at her desk. And so she steps away from her desk, she does push-ups, sit-ups, all sorts of squats, all these things as quickly as she can within a 3-minute period of time. And then she goes back to her desk. And then an hour later, she does it again. The point is, if you really want to work fitness into your routine, you can and should find a way to do that, whether it's in 3-minute increments, 5-minute increments, 10-minute increments, a class on the run, a class on your phone, and a YouTube video, you can make it happen. So that's one part of self-care. The other part of self-care is, making sure you buy the best that you can afford. And one of the lines I always talk about, as you know, is Giella, Giella. Friend of mine, Maria Giella, known as Giella, which in Italian means gem. And her line of cosmetics is all, it doesn't need to be labeled organic, natural, this, that, and the other things. Basically, she hand formulates this stuff and has for years. So I love her oils. I love her toner. I love her moisturizer, the one that smells like cucumber. It's so delicious. It's wonderful. All of her cosmetics, all of her makeup is just really, really wonderful. Look at what you're putting on your hair, on your face, on your body. Make sure it doesn't have these massively long names and eighths and all sorts of the things you just don't want to put on your body. Let's see, then we have food aminos. Yes, very important. We all have a tendency not to consume enough protein. And if you're like me, you don't really love consuming a ton of animal protein. It just doesn't make me feel great. And honestly, that's just not how I want to roll. So I do love my super aminos, the super aminos from Purium. Full disclosure, and I have no shame about this. I became a distributor of Purium, not because I go out and sell it to people, but just because I have always had phenomenal experience with this line. And I know that when people do try it, they have good experiences with this line, and I just didn't want to pay retail, quite frankly. So Purium is Purium. So if you go to ishoppurium.com, the code on my code, in case you want a discount right off the bat, is Monique Facini, F as in Frank, ACINI. So ishoppurium.com, Monique Facini. The amino acids each have 2.5 grams of protein equivalent. So I take them before I work out and after I work out, which allows you to consume, I take 5 before, 5 after. So basically that's 12 and a half grams each time, 25 grams of protein in my morning without even breaking a sweat. And it's not digested, it is absorbed in your system without being broken down in your intestines. So it's immediate. Within 23 minutes, that's why they call it Super Amino 23. Within 23 minutes, it hits your body, and I'm telling you, it's a huge performance booster without having any sort of like weird crap in it, right? It's pure play aminos. There's nothing else in it. There's no fillers, there's no binders, there's no sweeteners, there's nothing. It's a capsule. 2.5 grams of protein. You take as many or as little as you want, but it will help you get to that protein level that makes you feel so much better. So when I go for one of my crazy bike rides, I do more before and after, and it allows me to recover better. Their Can't Beat This is amazing. The foundational ingredient is beets, and it's called Can't Beat This. It's a recovery drink and also a performance booster in a natural way. So nobody get all too excited about that. In terms of being, there's nothing bad for you in it. The other thing that I wanted to go over real quick is just allowing yourself some downtime. So I brought my headphones with me to have, some meditation time, which I'm not great at meditating, but I made a promise to myself that I would meditate this year 3 days minimum a week, and I'm keeping to that promise. The other thing is just keeping a promise to yourself. Like, what did you say that you wanted to accomplish this year? I think I talked about planning for 2024 and making it the best year ever. And I know that that's going to happen. Like, 2024 is going to be a great year for all of us if we give it a little bit of thought and a little bit of intention and a little bit of planning. So what is it that you want to accomplish in 2024? Reverse engineer the steps it's going to take you to get there and plan for it. If you want to show up with more energy, feed yourself better, treat yourself better. Make that appointment for that once a month facial. Make that appointment for that once a month massage. Go to the cosmetic counter with the best line of products that you can think of and have them do your makeup and see how that looks, and then replicate what they did if you like it. Like, just stuff that can, make you feel good. If you have headaches, drinking wine. I think I shared my pure wine wand. It's called the wand. You can look that up online. You can get it in a variety of places. It removes the histamines and the sulfites from the wine so that presumably those who get headaches from those ingredients, I don't get headaches from red wine anymore. It just so happens that if you drink red wine in Europe, I haven't gotten a headache since I've been here. I've been drinking a lot of red wine, which I don't do at home because it does give me a headache. So I narrowed it down to, if the wine is made from California, it will give me a headache. If the wine is typically European, it won't. And the ones that are served here, half of them don't even get exported. So I know that they're close to the source. If you're in a place, you're traveling around, drink the local stuff. It's probably better for you. All right, so that's another little hack. And I think that, just giving a thought to what you need. Do you need downtime? Meditate. Do you need exercise? Exercise. Do you need to be treated like a princess for a couple of hours? Make it happen for yourself. And also, I was listening to my friend Karen, Dr. Karen Latimer, who does a great podcast, and she talks about love languages. So what is the love language that you have? Her podcast, by the way, is called Save the Change. There's a shameless plug for her. What is your love language? So maybe it's touch, maybe it's time, maybe it's gifts, maybe it's acts of service. Figure that out and make sure that those around you know what they are. So hopefully that's given you a couple of just little tidbits to think about. And if anybody has other tidbits, please share them. Always looking forward to hearing back from you. Love and kisses. Make it a great, great day. Bye.